Greetings, space pirates, privateers, and cargo pilots. That'll become clear in just a second. Welcome back to another Cartel Incorporated promo video for another one of our ships. You might be asking yourself, well, where's the ship? Well, I had to set the scene for this one a little bit. A nice calm beach, warm campfire, beautiful sunset off in the distance, engine nacelle overhead. You know, standard Empyrion stuff. But this isn't for Empyrion. I mean, the ship is in Empyrion Galactic survival. It works with Reforged Eden too. But, you might recognize it from another property. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of this property, but let's just say that your co-pilot's name is Barf. The company that produced it originally is called Winnebago. It's based on the model called the Chieftain. It's got a pair of heavy engine nacelles on stubby little wings. It's got that perfect off-white paint job with the brown stripe down the side. You know the one. What we're talking about here is the Winnebago Chieftain from Spaceballs. As piloted by Lone Star, it's definitely the star of the show. So let's get the expose underway. What do you say? Crank the light up so we can see what we're doing. There we go. And welcome everybody to a very special edition of Cartel Incorporated promo videos. This one I built when I was just starting out in one of my playthroughs. It's a level 15 build, and it is meant to be a good all-rounder. The door is set up to be automatic, just like most of them. Ramps come down, no problem. It's sealed up, there's oxygen on the inside. All the side thrusters are hidden behind the wheel covers here, so the impact to the outside aesthetic has been minimal at best. For defense, 2 little GAT turrets up on top, just enough to keep the local wildlife off you. 2 headlights up front. Let's power on this little beastie so we can show it off. There we go. Thrusters on. Nice wide windshield and side windows so you've got an unobscured view when you're piloting. Windows down the side, just like the original Chieftain. And a nice big one at the back. Tail lights, of course, so people can see you brake. Now, on the inside, we went full 1972. We've got wood paneled walls. We got a nice arborite table between 2 captain's chairs here for chilling out with your homies. Nice, bright, deep orange shag pile carpet. There's a trauma station on board just in case you cut your finger opening a beer. Speaking of which, there's the beer fridge right in between the pilot and the co-pilot chair. There's an RCS, Wi-Fi, ammo controller, the standard stuff that you need. Over here on the left, just like with any other Winnebago build, you got a kitchen. You got a closet to store your stuff in. You got a place for everything and everything in its place. Some spare O2 if you need it. There's a CPU upgrade. One of the generators is here right next to the bed to keep you nice and warm. The other one is just below our feet there. All of this cabinetry is functional storage space. It's good for hauling everything around with you. Now, one of the things that isn't included in this is a warp drive or shielding. That's 2 things. Reason being, it's meant to be a very early on ship that you can use for getting around and moving things around with your first base. It's also just a lot of fun to buzz around in, so let's take her for a spin. Liftoff is really smooth. And one of the great things about having these giant nacelles on it is it really does shift along. When my potato of a PC is keeping up, it can turn pretty well too. It's nice and maneuverable. It's got a good strafing speed. Much better turning speed. But it does everything that you want an SV to do when you're first starting out. Its best feature, though, and it always will be its best feature, is that it looks like a Winnebago RV. There isn't much more than that. I wish I had more to say about this one because it really is one of my favorites, but it does kind of speak for itself. It's a one-trick pony, but it does that one trick incredibly well. Just for fun, let's take a look at the stats pages. So, not a whole lot of power. It's barely a core 1. There's nothing really too expensive going on in here. On the stats page, it's an unlock 15 because there's a couple of bits and bobs inside that you need to get a few levels under your belt in order to get access to. Relatively cheap starting. Most everything's under 1,000 except for the carbon. There is a little Erestrum and Zirconium required. Not too terribly much. Should be able to find it in one or two of the starter POIs that you run across. What else? Like I said, 2 light Gatlings, 1 detector. Really good thrust. Forward momentum, 115 meters a second. It's really, really quick. And yeah, that's basically it. So there you have it, folks. The Cartel Incorporated Spaceballs Winnebago. It's available at nexusmods.com. Search for Cartel Incorporated or me. My username on there is Grim Cartel, all one word. And you should be able to find this and many, many other toys to fly around the universe with. Anyway, thanks for joining us. This is Grim from Cartel Incorporated, signing off.